would like KTR Garu to come and talk to us. One word about KTR Garu is that as journalists, we often talk to politicians. They tell us a lot of interesting things, but most of the interesting things are off record. With KTR Garu, many of the interesting things are on record, so it is always a pleasure to listen to him. I hope he does some plain speak here as well. Thank you.
He's done your job. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you to the entire team of Times of India for having us here on this very, very important. Things that we have
Replanet initiative
and
of Times of
many of you are experts in this field. It's very happy to have you here, and instead of me preaching to the converted, I would like KTR Garu to come and talk to us. One word about KTR Garu is that as journalists, we often talk to politicians. They tell us a lot of interesting things, but most of the interesting things are off record. With KTR Garu, many of the interesting things are on record, so it is always a pleasure to listen to him. I hope he does some plain speak here as well. Thank you.
He's done your job. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you to the entire team of Times of India for having us here on this very, very important topic. But before I begin, I'd like to start with a video that I want to play for you. This is the video where Hyderabad was recently recognized as the world's green city in Seoul. Just wanted to play that video for you, and then we take it from there.
Hyderabad, a city with an iconic heritage. Besides advancing in technology, innovation and infrastructure, Hyderabad is also transforming into the world's #1 eco-friendly city, meeting the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Hyderabad was awarded Tree City of the World twice for the years 2020 and 2021 by FAO and Arbor Day Foundation. Now, Hyderabad, the capital city of Telangana, wins another laurel. Hyderabad beats Paris, Montreal, Mexico City, Buenos Aires, Melbourne, while competing with 57 entries from over 40 cities across 24 countries, and won the World Green City Award 2022 and Living Green for Economic Recovery and Inclusive Growth Award by the International Association of Horticulture Producers. AIPH celebrates this fantastic achievement for the city of Hyderabad. We can confidently say that Hyderabad is a world leader in nature-oriented approaches to city design, form and function, says Mr. Tim Briarcliffe, Secretary General, AIPH. The credit for this remarkable achievement goes to the champion of greenery, Honorable Chief Minister Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao and his government for the various green initiatives and environment-friendly policies, particularly Telangana Ku Haritha Haram, the brainchild of the Honorable Chief Minister and the world's third largest human endeavour in afforestation. With progressive policies, thoughtful leadership and inspiring governance over the last 8 years, Telangana, the youngest state in India, is leading the country with its path-breaking initiatives. This award is a great honour and glory for the city, for the state and for the nation.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm very glad to be a part of this Replanet initiative of the Times of India, with very specific focus on water and the importance of circular economy. This topic assumes a lot of significance, and there's a lot of topical significance with reference to urban areas, and me being the Urban Development Minister, I also wanted to share with you a few things that we have attempted, and a few things where we have succeeded, and also areas where we are still working on in terms of ensuring that our cities, which have turned into heat islands and have become single biggest contributor to carbon emissions, have to be tackled. And this is something that I say not just as a Minister for Urban Development, but also as a very concerned citizen and as a concerned father who's worried about the future generations as well. As we all understand, as we all know, cities across the world, not just in India, have become the economic engines, propelling our growth stories across the universe, across the planet. Now, if you just look at India, or if you look at Telangana for that matter, more than 45% of Telangana's GSDP actually comes from Hyderabad and the suburban areas of Hyderabad. Same is the logic for every single nation across the world. In fact, a few years ago, I have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. A few years ago, I had a meeting with Satya Nadella, who is the chairman of Microsoft, CEO and chairman of Microsoft. So when I was sharing with him that Telangana is a very urban state and a large chunk of our revenue actually comes from urban pockets, Satya shared something very insightful and interesting. He said, even though Microsoft actually exists in nearly 180 countries in terms of presence, 70% of Microsoft's revenue also comes from 80 cities across the world. So cities have become magnets for investment. Cities have become magnets for migration, urbanization, primarily because, people migrate to cities in search of better livelihood opportunities, better education facilities, better healthcare facilities. In general, better living standards is what they come in anticipation of. As a result, what we are witnessing today is, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister, Union Minister, keeps referring to this, and let me paraphrase him a bit. Mr. Gadkari keeps telling us whenever we meet him that whatever urbanization has happened over the last 5,000 years is likely to happen over the next 50 years. The same quantum of urbanization that has happened in the last 5,000 years will be happening again, will be repeating itself over the course of next 50 years. So that kind of points you to the enormity of the challenge at hand for all of us. The importance of urban areas, of course, cannot be overruled. It can be gauged from the fact that while urban areas in terms of geographical expanse constitute for 5%, but they contribute to 46% of the population in Telangana and to about 2/3 of the GSDP of the state. To put it in numbers, let me put it this way. If you look at Telangana as a state, our geographical area that the state currently kind of covers or extends to is about 1,12,000 square kilometers, out of which Hyderabad alone is 675 square kilometers. But if you look at other urban pockets also, in the entire state of Telangana, it would not be more than 2,000 square kilometers. So what are we talking about here? 1,12,000 square kilometers versus 2,000